Hi, I'm Erin Rose Widener, and welcome to Hollywood Defined. With all the different types of TV shows on air, it's no surprise that there are editors who specialize in editing game shows. With its energy and high entertainment value, game show editing is about getting an episode down to time, but never about affecting the outcome of the game. To get a general understanding of the role of an editor, here's Moviola's exclusive visual glossary of terms.
An editor is responsible for compiling video footage into a timeline to create a single work that ties the imagery of the video together. There are two primary types of editors, typically denoted as offline and online, although with the advent of DI workflow, the line between the two is rapidly blurring.
Meet Joanne DeTora, who loves editing game shows. Joanne shares that she actually prefers game shows because it's always a fun day at work and makes her laugh.
Now you've been doing a lot of game shows.
Yeah.
Tell us about, how you got into the game shows and what is it you like about the game shows?
I think the first game show I did was BattleBots, and I loved it. So I got a feel for the rhythm of the game shows and the multicam, and it's just fun. Then it turned into Hole in the Wall.
Were you turning away other jobs or at least preferring game show jobs now that you'd kind of gotten, the game show bug?
Yes, I fell in love with it, and then I started to realize, I really like working on game shows. You laugh a lot when you're at work. It's funny. It's different than reality where you're spending more time putting story together.
Game shows are a part of pop culture, and some of the longest running shows have become iconic. With more than 7,500 episodes done over 40 years, can you guess what the longest running game show is? If you guess The Price is Right, then come on down. Game shows have to follow a production Bible and all the rules in it. When it comes to Family Feud, Joanne has to stick to the rules of the game and keep the hilarious moments too. Let's see how she gets through an episode.
The biggest challenge is that we have to get this line cut with all this great material. You can't just eliminate question 2 because Steve is so great. You have to keep the game and then keep as much of the comedy as possible. And that is the biggest challenge. So what we normally do is we lay out our line cut and we trim it down to get it to within a minute long. And then we sort of decide with the producer, okay, now the show is close to time, and then we do a clean pass on it.
If you want to learn how to edit, and more specifically, how to edit multi-camera shows, check out one of our Studio Selects that covers multicam editing in Avid Media Composer. Here's a sneak peek.
If you know that you're going to be working on a production that uses multicam, you need to talk to that cameraman. The first thing that you need to say to that cameraman, whatever happens, when you start that camera rolling, don't stop. The instant they stop rolling, it's going to lead you to no end of headaches. Now, the ideal way of setting up multicam is to have the same time code on all the cameras. But as we know, we're never in an ideal world. So you're going to see how we're not in an ideal world today because I don't have the same time code on all cameras.
There are also videos covering multicam editing in Final Cut Pro that you can access by becoming a Pro member. It's about time to wrap up this episode. For more of the interview with Joanne, more visual glossary of terms, and a host of other learning tools, check out the other parts of Moviola.com or download our iOS app for your iPhone and iPad. Thanks for tuning in, and see you next week when we define another Hollywood role.